My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
All right, new video. I just did videos regarding regarding Buzzy, and I went down of Buzzy's Twitter feed and share some of his tweet with you. So this is another video. The British media, Mrs. Meghan, quote, Meghan Markle has a very influential style with millions of people all over the world taking note whenever she makes an appearance. But what was the most influential style of the Duchess of Sussex? Let's see. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to read that. Right. If they had stuck to fashion, they could have had a gold mine. Glamour magazine exists to do a replicate this book of your favorite, but nope, they just had to go full on racist. Okay, all they had to do was not be racist. How hard is that? How difficult it is to treat Meghan with respect. I still can't get over it. That's for sure. All right, let's see this. Funny thing, I'm white and I've never used the N-word said straight out of anywhere. Never dressed up in blackface. Never called the black kid monkey. Funny how easy it is not to be racist, a-hole. Okay, well, the media is out of control. That started with reality TV and had continued with the internet and social media. Newspapers are only being paid by clicks. Being paid for by clicks and hateful shader pays as Effenberg at Facebook and Gogo who owns YouTube. Okay, I vote her most influential hairstyle, middle part messy bun and low side bun, but she's so versatile, any hairstyle suit her. All right, I bet the comment section from their rabid readers is entertaining as F. All right, next tweet. These are old tweets that I then do because I was supposed to do yesterday, but I didn't record anything on February 3rd. All right, next tweet. Meghan's security detail. Look at how Harry's looking. Look at how Harry's looking. Oh my goodness. The fear that he has everywhere he goes. My goodness. Jeez. And look at him again. The squad were able to catch that. Right, looking out, making sure the coast is clear. I only noticed it when he was walking into the UN building in New York. The way his eyes goes after each and everyone as he walked in the UN building. But this, my goodness, even the squad realized that. Okay, another proof. Karens are mad. I forgot I did that. Okay, this is just so sweet. Only it's said that he feels so unnerved, worried. It's probably why he was close with Kate. William became too relaxed on, so did Kate, cause of Harry looking out for both of them. Okay, I don't know anything about that. Probably he knew danger in which Meghan was. Kate and William were not in danger. Yeah. After finding out the thing with the security and all the things that we find out now, it's like, oh my goodness, So he has the right to be worried about this kind of thing everywhere he goes. Okay, check video first time in public at Invictus, Toronto. Security detail was extensive, but Harry walked by a building checking the roof. He understands the assignment every time, like the soldier he is. Yeah, I think the being in the army help him a lot with these kind of things. Okay, what these people have put Harry through. He was born into a monarchy. They have no right to make him go through life always looking behind his back just because he does not want to scam taxpayers out of their hard earning money. Okay, I'm telling you, he would have gave his own life for her. Okay, yes, he will. Harry knows more than us. Definitely. Yep, I'm thinking they were probably getting it from both sides by that time and probably not getting enough support from royal family. Therefore, he wanted to be extra careful. I always thought it was sweet, but now I'm thinking he knew much more than us and a lot was going on. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm telling you, when I see some of those pictures and I give my 2 cents of things, and then to know some of the things I bring, hypothetically speaking, are actually true, it's unbelievable. Let's see here. I so agree. He probably didn't think he'd have to use his military training around his own family or so-called royal family devotees. Okay, Harry military training is definitely than others. He was giving protection while in Afghanistan. Did he? Giving protection in Afghanistan? I don't think so. Even being evacuated separately when under Taliban attack. I don't know about that. He never said that, and I don't know anybody who come across it. If you hear it from the tabloid, that's probably false. Okay, Harry's a good father, husband, and a man. I'm sorry his despicable father, brother, and grandma made him a target. Yeah, these people, my goodness, they only care about the throne object or but whatever. The nonsense they made them believe to be, it's unbelievable. Okay, he's a warrior. He wanted someone to love, defend, and care for. They make the ideal couple. And the thing is that some of the tweets that I'm reading now were before the Harry did the with Better Up with Serena Williams. That was supposed to be done the day before, and I never did it. And I didn't record anything. So now I'm just recording. All right, so I could get those tweets out of the way. All right, people are laughing. Bless that skirt. I love Harry. He's such a sweetie. He's checking around the corners before he takes his wife out there among these wolves. Ha ha ha. He's so sweet. I love he always has her back. All right, let's go to the next tweet. There's more comment, but I want to move on. Next tweet. There's this. Prince Andrew legal fees alone could cost him between $4 million to $6 million. Okay, what is that? He literally F around and he's about to find out. Two people like this. That was February 2nd. I did that and I was supposed to record this February 3rd, which I didn't. Okay, I don't understand. Elizabeth then set up trust fund for her surplus kids. Surplus kids. I'll tell you, that's a new term. Surplus kids. None of the others get duchies to fund them, like Charles. Why have all those extra kids if they have to depend on their sib for their livelihood? I'm confused. Harry said F begging Willie for money. All right. I mean, they could do the same thing as Harry did. Go create their own thing. Okay, the Duchy of Cornwall is state property. Its income goes by law to the heir. Elizabeth can't split it up for the other kids because she doesn't own it. Plus, the monarchy system relies on the dependent siblings to do the work. That's why they were angry when Harry and Meghan left. That's on them. If they should have treated Harry and Meghan better. Oh wow. What do the surplus kids get out of it? No, it will indirectly cost the British taxpayer. Not on my watch, says Queen Elizabeth II. Cost his mommy. Okay, is the Queen have £600 million personal fortune? It's probably 4 times that, to be honest, so he could easily get a loan from a Tory or something until his inheritance come through. It can't be long more, and as one of her 4 kids, he'll probably get at least 100 million. I mean, they don't teach them how to manage money, so any money they left for them is just gonna flush out. And then on security alone, that's gonna be something. Okay, when will the nuns be prosecuted? Okay, I thought the head of the Church of England was paying for his lawyers. His mom by the way, the head of England, that's the Queen, by the way. All right, his mom can't afford it. Believe me, they can. They just want to show people that they're poor. That's what's going on right now. All right, so let's move to the next one, next tweet, and I think it's slightly different. I'm seeing here. Okay, breaking. One of Moscow's top diplomats said that British diplomacy is actually making the situation worse. I saw this and I bookmarked. Is Boris compromised just like Trump? The US and the EU are clearly excluding Bojo from security discussion. That's the best thing they need to do. What happened here? This is my humble opinion. Remember after the election, and I was saying some stuff that they needed the US to close that gap, whatever those ideas that they have, the one world order kind of thing. Due to the election 2020 did not go as planned for the Orange Man, so things is falling apart. And you see how Brexit came about to get themselves out of EU. All of this was part of the plan. So the US and the if the other guy had won, not Biden, if the US had gone to Trump, the UK and the US will have created that market system they were talking about. Okay, that single market system where the US will be buying things from the UK and make that system going and things like that. All right, they mess up all of this that was working well for them. But the one thing that would have made that things work was the US, and the US voters said no, we don't want to be part of this. And you could see when Trump was in office, all the things that Trump get them the US out of the European agreement that they had. This was all part of the plan. But 2020 election came, we have Biden in and put the US back into those agreement, and this is what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. So that was part of the plan, to dismantle the European Union. That way Russia could just walk through and do what it needed to be done, where they don't have the UK and the US to stop them. Now, from my understanding, Biden is sending troops to help Ukraine. Okay, so these things, at first everything was unfortunately so many people had to die, and this is why they let the pandemic come in to destabilize people, be numb and all of that. And then Russia will just walk in and do what it needed to be done. All right? The whole point is that energy thing that they're trying to do. I mentioned in one of my videos, Russia is trying to create some pipeline, and they need, you know what, let me leave this alone. All right, let me leave this alone. Let me focus on that. In other words, their plan is falling apart. Right now, the UK, Bojo, some of his peoples are leaving. They don't want to be part of this mess and all of that. And I'm surprised with all the stuff. Same thing with Trump, with all of the things that they've done. And it's one simple thing that's crashing them down. It's the party that's doing it for the Christmas party that's pretty much messing up this Bojo. And he's done so many things, but nobody seemed to say anything but that party only. Okay, let's see here. Pretty easy. Let's see here. Russia Foreign Ministry went further, marking Foreign Secretary Liz Truss for saying Britain was sending supply to its Baltic allies across the Black Sea, that was in quote, two bodies of water that are on opposite side of Europe. Mrs. Truss, your knowledge of history is nothing compared to your knowledge of geography. Oh shit. Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova wrote in a blog post, quote, if anyone needs saving from anything, it's the world from the stupidity and ignorance of, oh shit, British politicians, end quote. Did they say that? Oh my goodness. Where did you get this? Please, absolutely brilliant. Let's see here. Oh, from here, the Times UK. Okay, Russia has marked Liz Truss, the British Foreign Ministry Secretary, for not knowing the difference between the Baltic and Black Sea. I like that. Yeah, at least you know where it comes from. Okay, how long now before the Kremlin simply published the bank transfer detail for their £8 million 2016 donation to Cummings' EU leaving campaign? That will, as they say, really put the cat among the pigeon. Okay. I'm waiting for them to drop the recording of what really went on when Johnson ran off from his security detail during a Russian trip and went missing for a whole day. Really? I didn't know that. Probably to do the same thing that Trump did, go talk to him privately. When was this? When he was foreign secretary. Oh my goodness, that was in 2019. Okay, there's another tweet article about it. Morning after Boris Johnson recovered from Lebeville's exotic Italian exclusive, new prime minister refuses to say if he abandoned security in 2018 night in billionaire's castle. Wow. It all stinks. How can he have got so far? There's so much we don't know. The thing is that the cancer in our society, race, they just throw that on people and people forget all the BS that he was doing. Okay, but you're laughing stock. Okay, unsurprised. All right, so there's some. Okay, what is that now? Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe family could have told everyone that nearly 6 years ago. Why did you say she was, quote, teaching journalism in Iran, end quote? And Jone asked Boris Johnson about Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe. Johnson said he made a mistake and the responsibility for incarcerating her lies with Iran. What in the name is that? 2 minutes and 17 seconds. I don't know anything about that. I mean, it's like people never really question them, so they're okay to lie. And it's when people start question things, and this is why they want to blindside people. Okay, dumb down people, take away books, don't make the brain work so you don't ask them questions, because people never ask them questions. They go with the lie, and if people ask them questions, things fall apart.
Explain to us, why as Foreign Secretary did you say she was teaching journalism in Iran?
I've already made clear that that was a mistake.
Why did you say it?
I already made clear that that was a mistake.
We know it was a mistake. Why did you say it?
I've repeated many times that she was on holiday. And if I may say, the responsibility for incarcerating Nazanin and others
is Iran.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's arguing about that, though. It's the one that you go off on all the time to try avoid answering the question.
I think I'm aware of this. Did I share this with you guys? I'm aware of this. It's a woman that, yeah, I think I'm aware of that. But the thing is that these people love to jail people who gets on there. I think she was a professor. I think that's what she was. Okay, teaching general. Okay, why she was. Okay, let's look at her name. I think she was a professor. Okay, let me look if I'm thinking of the right person. All right, I think she was a professor or something. Nazanin-Ratcliffe is an Iranian British dual citizen who has been detained in Iran since 3rd April 2016 and early September 2016. She was sentenced to 5 years in prison after being found guilty of plotting to topple the Iranian government. Okay, I'm not sure this is that. Maybe not. Dual citizen who has been detained in Iran. Well, there was something. Okay, let me see. Is a professor. Let's see. Iranian, okay. Is an Iranian dual citizen, has been detained. Okay, nothing about this. So maybe it's the wrong person. Okay. Yeah, there it is. There is a British professor arrested and held in Iran on unknown. Okay, so that's the same person. Professor. She was a professor. I think I come across her thing before. Yeah, she was a professor. That's the son. I'm not gonna cling on it. British professor Abbas Eda arrested and held an Iranian unknown charge and worrying echo of Nazanin. No, so that's not her. A Nazanin Iranian echo of. So maybe it's through that some sort of article that the connection was. So she's not a professor. She's not. Okay. Dr. Alexa Fowler, lecturer in international law, wrote an article for the conversation about her Nazanin release. Okay, who is Russia and why was she in Iran? Nazanin is a project coordinator, translator, and former teacher. Okay, so maybe this is Birmingham, UK. Let's see this. I'll leave the link in the description. I'm not gonna read. Oh fuck, what is that? All right, so let's see here. I'll leave the link in the description. Who is Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe? Why was she in Iran? Soul band The Christian have reworked their 1990 song. Okay, that's something else. What is this? What is this? Nazi. Okay, a new charity single has been released and drew attention to the plight of Nazanin, who has been imprisoned in Iran since 2016. The song is a reworked version of Men Don't Cry by Liverpool soul band The Christian. The original version of the song. Okay, I want to know who she is. Okay, there it is. Who is Nazanin and why was she in England? That's the part I want to know. Zaghari-Ratcliffe is a project coordinator, translator, and former teacher. So I was right. I came across her before. She has been in prison in Iran since 2016. Born and raised in Tehran, Zaghari-Ratcliffe is a British Iranian dual citizen. She was apprehended by Iranian authorities in April 2016 as she was about to board a return flight to the UK with her daughter and accused of espionage. Yes, I was aware of that. Zaghari-Ratcliffe had been in Iran to celebrate Nowruz, Iranian New Year, with her daughter, who was then aged 22 months. Oh my goodness. The 42-year-old had worked for the BBC World Service Trust on a project training Iranian citizen journalists and bloggers. In September 2016, she was convicted of plotting to topple the country's government and sentenced to 5 years in prison. So I was aware of her. So why did this guy said what? Okay, let's go back slightly. So I was right. I came across her before, and I might have shared it.
And others.
Is Iran?
Yeah.
Well, nobody's arguing about that, though. It's the one that you go off on all the time to try avoid answering the question. Why did she say...
I'm doing my best to answer your question.
Why did you say she was teaching journalism? I mean, it's a big difference from being on holiday and teaching journalism. Why did you say that?
Actually, that's not quite what I said.
Did you read your brief properly? Was this sloppy?
If you look at what I said at the limit what she was doing was teaching journalism. What I meant to say was, that was the most they could possibly accuse her of. As it happened, it was not even that was not true.
You made a bad situation worse.
Well, actually, there's no evidence.
You made a bad situation worse. I mean, my goodness. I mean, these people are. Oh, my God.
For that, the reality is that she is being detained at the behest of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard.
The issue is not who's behind this. We know the Iranians are the bad guys.
People are going to, Andrew, people are going to want to blame me for absolutely everything.
We try to work out.
You're trying to blame me for...
No, I'm trying to work out if you made a bad situation even worse, because many things came out on Iranian state TV. They welcomed your remarks. It was an unintended confession. The issue is, did you master your brief? Were you sloppy? Did you not get on top of it? Because as Prime Minister, doing that could cost lives.
Well,
exactly.
As I say,
exactly.
I reject entirely the assertion that anything I said made things worse. And indeed, I think that any attempt by others to point the finger of blame at the UK government, at the UK foreign... Well, you are. If I may say,
I'm not doing that. I'm trying to work out if you made it worse. There's a volatile situation in the Gulf at the moment.
Correct.
It is a dangerous place. Our ships are under attack. The Royal Navy has had to be mobilized.
That's absolutely right. All the more reason to be firm with Iran and not to inculpate ourselves.
Look at how he's trying to change the subject.
And as it were, to assume blame.
He's very calculated. Okay? While the guy is bringing certain point of why things is very dangerous, not to say certain things out of the air to make things worse. He doesn't want to answer the thing. And then he took part of the examples the guy was bringing and then go on with it. And at the same time, he doesn't even answer the question.
The problem is...
Yeah, my goodness, he's horrible. Okay, nothing like a big dog, slobber over everyone, bucks insanity, and shit on the corner. Does Moscow have any top diplomat? Okay, considering they've seen and control of this whole situation, it doesn't matter if they have brilliant diplomat or not. They hold the upper hand and initiative. Yeah, they brought all of these people out. All right, because if they don't do as they say, I'm telling you, as much I hate to say this, this is why some, okay, not all, Russian love Putin, because he knows how to get other people to do his dirty deed without lifting his people to go into war. All right, so we have to blame ourselves. We see the truth is happening in front of us, but yet, as soon as they throw the race issue out the window, everybody forget all the problem, all of the stuff that were happening to put us in this situation. Those people who are in position, Boris, the Trump, and all of that, they told us who they are, but yet the race issue made us forget all of this, and thousands of people have died because of our ill understanding of major issues. Okay, as soon as they throw the race issue into the sphere, everybody forget about it and they pick the bad guy to continue their nonsense. And this is what happened here. Let me do the next tweet. I think it's also political. This video probably gonna be on APTS Sussex. Okay, Karl Rove is currently on Fox News complaining about Republicans getting screwed by gerrymandering. People are laughing about it because why? The Republicans are part of this. They love to do that. They love to do that. All right, let's see here. Bring out then Chenshore district for the umpteenth time. Okay, what's umpteenth time? All right, so this is how they carve out something. So they took out, probably, let's say there were more Democrat in some areas, so they divide the Democrat and put them in more majority where there's Republican. I mean, but anyway, let's see this here. There's this. All right, when it's the largest is where more Republican, or so it can offset where it's smallest, at which also where there are more Democrats. Okay, somehow my mother and I live in this district, even though it took me 30 minutes to drive to her house. Make it make sense. Okay, I used to live in there and never understood how he was representing anyone. This is such BS. Okay, what the heck is that monstrosity? Okay, it's supposed to mimic his ear patch. JK, basically, it's drawn in such a way he could get the max amount of Republicans and the smallest sliver of Democrats. Okay, I figured that's insane. And it's one of the reasons why Texas has such a problem with voter suppression. Severe problem, I say. I don't even know how this defensible. But then again, Texas has some crap judges too. Yeah, I mean, oh, there's this I'm reading here. Palin. Palin defamation trial against New York Times began after postponement for COVID-19. What is it? They had postponed it because she had COVID, and now they started again. And they saw her going onto how do you call this? Going to dining without a mask. People were calling foul on this. Okay, all right, let's see here. After a delay of more than a week due to the plaintiffs having tested positive for COVID-19, attorneys finally gave opening statement in a former Alaska governor Sarah Palin defamatory lawsuit against the New York Times on Sunday. All right, let's see. An uphill battle is ahead for former Alaska governor Sarah Palin as she tries to prove the New York Times and its former editorial page editor knew they were publishing false information and that they defamed her. That's something. Sarah Palin, the former Alaska governor and 2008 Republican vice president candidate, went to trial against the New York Times in a highly anticipated defamation case that could test long-standing protection for American news media. Okay, let's see. 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
What I'm trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
Justice. One-time Republican vice presidential candidate and former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin went to trial against the New York Times on Thursday in a highly anticipated defamation case that could test long-standing protections for American news media. Palin is suing over a 2017 editorial that incorrectly linked her political rhetoric to a 2011 Arizona mass shooting that left 6 dead and Congresswoman Gabby Giffords seriously wounded, and which the newspaper...
Oh, wow. That went that way back? Interesting. I'm sorry, I had to stop in between. That's interesting. I didn't know it was that far back. Okay, let's see here.
Later corrected. Palin's lawyer in his opening statement told jurors Palin was fighting a, quote, uphill battle as she tries to show the editorial reflected a disregard of the facts, and what he called the Times' quote, history of bias toward her and other Republicans. The Times' lawyer countered in his opening statement that the editorial sought to hold both Democrats and Republicans responsible for inflammatory rhetoric and said the newspaper acted as quickly as possible to correct its mistake. To win, Palin must convince the jury that the Times acted with, quote, actual malice, meaning it knew the editorial was false or had reckless disregard for the truth.
But the thing is that if they corrected it, how could you blame someone who already corrected the mistake and then to only focus on your part, thinking they only focus on you? Okay, so that's going to be interesting. Okay, I'm not an attorney, but that's interesting. It's going to be hard to prove that.
This case is very significant.
Theodore Boutrous Jr. is a noted Los Angeles-based litigator who said the trial could prove to be a test of a landmark case from over 50 years ago.
He's arguing that another New York Times case, New York Times versus Sullivan from the U.S. Supreme Court in 1964, should be ultimately overturned in this case and swept aside, which would be a monumental change in the law that would be extraordinarily harmful to freedom of the press in this country.
The Times has not suffered a loss in a defamation case in more than half a century, and Boutros says Palin has a tough case to prove.
There has to be proof that the journalists acted knowing what they were publishing was false before you can get a defamation verdict against them, because otherwise it will make reporters too cautious, too worried if any little mistake can give rise to a multi-million-dollar judgment. That's the principle that's at stake here.
What do you think of Biden?
When did I find out that I had COVID?
The trial start was delayed by more than 2 weeks because Palin tested positive for the coronavirus.
Look at her without a mask still, and people, oh my God. But anyway.
She has publicly said she will not get the COVID-19 vaccine. Palin is seeking unspecified damages from the Times for alleged harm to her reputation.
Oh my God, the nonsense she spew. But okay. That would be interesting. Let's see some of the comment here. If she really was unvaccinated, she wouldn't be at trial today unless she got some of those really tough to get, unless you have money antibodies. What is that? Might as well plug Washington Babylon, a book of nearly 130 scandals throughout American history, including several involved the New York Times. Great read. Order your copy today. Okay. Was it Obese? I don't get it either, fam. What is that? Oh, come on. I don't want. Okay. What could anyone possibly say about her that isn't true? Free speech, Palin, remember? Only when it fits them. Close mouth, please. Okay, what is that? There are very strong protection for news organization. What Sarah Palin is challenging is the New York Times defaming her when it knew what it was printing was categorically false. There should be no protection for that. Fingers crossed, justice prevail at New York Times loss. Okay, let's see this one. But if they make Mark, I am a doctor. How do you defame someone who is despicable? Okay, how do you murder someone who is despicable? The same way you will someone who isn't, I guess. That's a very mild justice, and the justice demands kind of thinking that can be extremely dangerous. Sarah Palin is seeking money for damage for her reputation. Okay, Sarah Palin was shooting at bullseye with names on them. There is video and pictures. Maybe if that goes forward, they need to show some of the things that she has done in the past to say it's not me who's defaming you. Maybe some of the things you've said in the past already defame you. And then we have the part where from that video, it says that New York Times have corrected it. So that alone, I don't know how the, how do you call this? The jurors gonna see that, because New York Times already made the correction. And how long did they take to make the correction? That's another thing. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, there's this, more of that. What is it? So more of the same. More of the same. My goodness, when people have the mic to do the right thing, they don't do it. To what? Oh, that's the name. McCain. I couldn't think of it. McCain. My goodness, that was one of his biggest mistakes too, because the thing that spew, do the Tea Party and all of this BS. What is that? Sarah Palin suit against New York Times to go to trial after COVID delay. All right. What is this? Whose picture here? Who's that? I don't know. Okay, there's more. Okay, after COVID delays, our Palin trial take New York Times schedule to begin. All right, so that's that. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for what? This was my last prayer. Prayer for, let's do the truth. To reveal. That's we just want the truth to reveal. Is there anything back there? Okay, 7 powerful prayers for the truth to be revealed. Prayer: give us clear sight and reveal the truth to us, O Lord. We are but men, and you know all. Please show us what we need to know in this type of household that. All right, so there's more. Let's go to image. Prayers for the truth. I want a small one. My mind was going on this. Prayer for freedom, a prayer for truth. Jesus, my Savior, I have been listening to too many lies for far too long. I have been tricked by the enemy. I need to be free from these lies. Jesus, I know that you are true and the truth will set me free. Jesus, help me to rejoice in truth. I need to believe the truth. I pray that I really will set me free. Help me with my unbelief. Jesus, you know my heart and know that I need help believing. Thank you, Jesus, that you offer truth to your children. Thank you for your patience with me. In your glorious name, I pray. Amen. All right, so that's it. I have more videos to, more tweets to share, but I need to move on. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.